After lockdown, I started to read a lot of books from internet, and because I didn't have any money, I had to steal some from pirated websites like Jet Library and PDF Drive. Right. So I have read a lot of books, but you know what? I think that that's a complete waste of time. Not because I have read those books, but because I haven't been able to implement that book ideas 100%. Like don't even target for 100%, but let's target for 90%, right? Now, because of that, I would train my mind, I would train my mouth to communicate whatever I have been learning every single day or whatever I have been learning from books. The art of communicating your ideas through your words is one of the most important skills that anyone can have. And so, in order to make it happen, I am doing that through my videos. So, let's talk about the book that I have been reading for my copywriting journey, that is Take the Money. It's written by Kylie Milligan. He's one of the best copywriters in the financial firm Agora Finance. And if you have heard about Agora Finance, then you should know that Agora Finance has one of the most finest copywriters in the world. The sales pages are so well, damn clean and so persuadable. It's so full of persuasion, and the elements are laid out so clean that it doesn't feel like advertising. It exactly feels like you can't find this kind of stuff anywhere else in the world. You will find that in our place only. You will find that kind of sauce in our place only. That is the kind of thing they showcase to the world, that you will never find this kind of wealth spicy sauces in anywhere in the world. Suppose there was this sales page where it was communicating this idea that I have this pre-IPO prospectus in my hand, which is going to be the biggest in the coming week. Now, the worst part is many people are getting to know this thing. So you should hurry it right now. The kind of urgency elements they are laying in, the kind of unique emotions, new elements they lay out in their copy, and the only elements that you will never find this thing anywhere on the planet except in my hand. And not only that, they also back up those ultra new rich product pitches with evidences, solid evidences that's so well documented, so well researched from those products. And that's why if you were a copywriter, you should learn, you should read the copies of Agora Finance, and they're so good on that. So recently I have watched a video on a guy who was telling that why short form content is destroying your mind, and it's basically worse than con, because that can't be watched anywhere else, but you can watch short form content anywhere you can. But short form content is basically full of brain rot content, which is made for exaggeration, which is made for producing exaggeration reaction from yourself, which is really really addicting, and it basically destroys the peace of mind, destroys the attention span we all have. And the solution he basically tells, and that's obvious one, because it would be helping your mind to rewire your attention span, your creative juices that flow between the neurons of your brain. That is, you have to watch long form content like podcasts or long form YouTube videos. YouTube is a gold mine, but I think they have made it worse by introducing short form content on YouTube. That is the most ridiculous thing they have ever done. But obviously, because Instagram and Facebook are the competitors of that platform, they are pushing short form script like short form content like Reels. So YouTube had to do it. They had no other choice, or else like they had their investors pushing them to introduce short form scripts. And that is the worst thing ever, because those investors They are so greedy for money that even recent news, I have heard that Duolingo is being going all in AI. That is the worst thing a brand like Duolingo can do, because this is a brand that is made from human expression and human creativity. The duck, the duo emoticon, the duo avatar they have, that is so humanly made that it cannot be replicated by AI. If this becomes robot, then the company, the brand will eventually die, and it will happen because of the investors' greed of money. And that's also the case for every newfound companies. Investors are like, okay, do you have AI thing in that? If that's not necessary, they still will be pushing the AI thing in that new companies, and that is the old thing, or thing if anyone can do. And also you can see an example in the Substack basically an app where it's full of literature and painting discussion. The community is all about literature. They are all rich in literature, but you know what, recently they have been introducing short form videos on their platform, and that is the worst thing that ever they can do, because they have been getting so many remarks from the community itself that, remove the short form content that's destroying the Substack's environment. The ability to communicate whatever ideas you have been learning from everyday life and in books is the most powerful thing that you can ever do right now, because in the world where everyone is going brain rot, where everyone is going short from language, if you can train your mind to communicate to its high efficiency for any ideas to the other party or the other person, then you will be very powerful in whatever you do. So manship. In one hand you have this skill, and in another hand you have this showmanship, and you have to develop this both, because otherwise, let's say you are the best in what you do. Let's say you are best in architecture, but if you can't communicate your value with another person, then it will not work out, because you can't even communicate the value that you have to the other person. And to communicate that value, you have to upgrade your showmanship. And that is the most important thing that you need right now. If you have a technical skill, even a technical skill, players must have to do that to communicate their value to the other person through words. And that's why I will be speaking my mind regularly in order to push its neurons to think deeply and critically about the ideas that I have been reading in various places. And not only that, I have to be discussing ideas of marketing, because that will be very efficient whenever I will be getting on those sales calls. And in that way, I would not stumble anytime. I just have to, when I will qualify for sales calls, when the lead comes in, I would have to know his name, his company, his purpose, his mission, every single thing that he has. What's his favorite food? It's a bonus if you can, because that would increase the personalization. And it's been well written in the book How to Influence and Influence People. And you have to employ that kind of logistics logic in that kind of situations. You have to know them. You have to know the business. You have to know their problems. You have to know their pain. You have to know what the business solves. You have to know their goals. And you have to basically, at the end of the day, at the end of the sales call, you have to craft such powerful offer by asking those questions and then making that offer in the real time by using those answers that the lead gives to your questions, the information that you get in exchange of those questions. It would be very powerful offer that your prospect will be like, it would be difficult for them to reject. No, communication is the key here. So I have to stop this video right now. See you in the next, 10 seconds more. Learn how to stay bored because there's a quote that a person who's boring a bored person, yeah, a bored person is a dangerous person. That's it.